Welcome back to another Clinical Conversations video. If you're new here, my name is Dr. Brian Larish, and I'm the owner of a cash-based physical therapy clinic, as well as the creator of the PT Growth Academy. Now, in this Clinical Conversations video, we are talking about breathing, specifically two things. Number one, patient buy-in, and number two, strategies. Here's the thing. When it comes to either adding breathing in, or if you're already doing it, patients are not going to keep up with it if they don't see the value. They need to know how this breathing drill is going to benefit them. Why? Because it's not the cool, fun, sexy, moving all around, jumping all around things that we kind of see on social media. So that's why we need to drive the importance of X, Y, or Z breathing drill. I like to do that with a squatting analogy. Here's what I like to say. Imagine you did 23,000 absolutely terrible squats every single day. How do you think your body would feel? How do you think your low back, your hips, your knees, all these things would start to hurt and we'd probably start to develop pain? That's a very accepted idea for many patients. Well, Mr. or Mrs. Jones, we breathe over 23,000 times per day, every single day, all year round. And so, if we use the wrong structures to do it, can you start to see how we're probably going to start to develop pain? We start to overwork our neck muscles because they're helping, and we have neck pain and headaches. We start overusing our low back, and we have chronic low back pain. So, this is why I want to start to help you learn the proper way to breathe, so that way when we do the 23,000 breaths per day, we use the right structures. We don't have all this pain. When we do 23,000 squats per day the right way, we have muscle soreness and they start to get stronger. Same thing. And so this is just an easy way for them to understand that there is importance to this somewhat boring exercise. So that's number one, increase patient buy-in so that way they want to work on the breathing drills that you give them. Number two is strategies. There's two different strategies when it comes to exhaling. And it's really important because they're going to drive two different outcomes. Strategy number one, we have blowing a candle out. Go ahead, take a second, pretend you're blowing out a candle. Now, conversely, if you were to fog the glass of a window, how would your mouth look? Can you see the difference? Blowing a candle out is going to bring the mouth closer together. That is going to increase resistance. It is going to drive more rib cage movement. Conversely, fogging the glass is going to open the mouth, create less resistance, and get less rib cage movement. So there are certain individuals that need blowing the candle out, specifically ones that have an infrasternal angle that is wide, because they need that extra resistance and pressure to start to drive the rib cage down. Conversely, the fogging the glass is better for individuals that are more narrow infrasternal angles, where it's less than 90 degrees, because they're already compressed and we don't need that extra resistance. So that's where I see a lot of people potentially mess up when it comes to breathing drills because they're using the wrong strategy with the certain individual. Meaning if they have a wide infrasternal angle, they're not breathing hard enough because they're not creating enough resistance from a fogging the glass type of breath. And so we don't get the changes, and then either the therapist, the coach, doesn't see it, so they drop it, or definitely the patient doesn't feel anything and they drop it. And so it leads us down a familiar road where patients aren't keeping up with their breathing drills. So the next time that you go to coach a breathing drill, think of these two things. How can I improve patient buy-in? What analogies can I use? How can I put it in terms that make sense to them so that they can see the value? And then what specific strategies do I need for this specific individual? Give it a shot. Let me know if you have any questions in the comment section below.